Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this delicious, not just delicious, but perfect, picture perfect Yamarita. Okay, now before we get into it, if you're yet to subscribe, please click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. Okay, now the first thing you're going to do is obviously grab your yam and you're going to slice it. Okay, this is me just slicing off the bad part of that yam, and you want to cut your yam into thick slices. All right, it's important for Yamarita. Now slice, take out the skin, and one tip I have to give you is do not slice your yams up at once, because your yams will turn red. Okay, just slice, take out a slice, take out the skin and put it into water before you take out the next slice. All right, now once you're done slicing it, we're going to begin to cut it up into shapes for our Yamarita. Now, as you can see, the edges are quite crooked. So what I'm going to do is cut out the edges so that I get a straight cut when I cut my yam. Okay, you want your Yamarita to look picture perfect and look nice. Cut out the edges. Don't worry, we are not going to throw those edges away. Now you should be having something looking like this. Do you see how straight that is? This is the second one. This is what you want, so make sure you cut out those edges. Now those edges that we cut off, what I'm going to do is to slice it into thin slices, and I'm going to freeze it. And the next time I want to fry yam, I'm a lover of fried yam, I'm just going to bring it out from the freezer and fry it. You can also leave them the way they are, and you can boil them the next time you want to eat boiled yam. Now I already have a bag of frozen yam in the freezer, and I'm just going to add these ones to it. Okay, like I said, I like fried yam, so I definitely know that this is not going to go to waste. Okay, now once I'm done doing this, we're going to add a little bit of sugar to our yam and salt, and put it on heat and allow it to cook until it is about 90 to 95% done. Okay, normally I don't add sugar into yam, but because I was trying to recreate that restaurant style Yamarita, I added a little bit of sugar. Now for our flour, I'm using self-rising flour, which means it has like baking powder or baking soda in it already. But if you are using regular flour, add a teaspoon of baking powder. It helps your yam to be crispier on the outside. Now to season, I'm adding a little bit of all-purpose seasoning because it has everything in the mix. I also added a little bit of sugar again. If you don't want it, just skip it out. All right, and I added a pinch of salt. All right, now we're going to whisk until everything is properly combined. Now this is a good time to remind you that if you're still yet to subscribe, click that subscribe button, guys. Click it. Next up, we're going to break some eggs. These are 4 eggs, but I think I added a fifth one off camera. All right, but I think 4 eggs would do. All right, so 4 eggs for about 8 slices of yam. All right, now once you're done breaking your eggs, you're going to add that same all-purpose seasoning. The reason I like the all-purpose seasoning, it contains onions, garlic, seasoning, salt, peppers. I can just use one seasoning mix for everything. I added a pinch of that all-purpose seasoning. Okay, we don't want to over season these eggs, and we're going to whisk again. Okay, now when you eat Yamarita outside, it always comes with some kind of sauce. All right, so I decided to make some corned beef sauce. All right, and this is me just chopping up my tomatoes, my bell peppers, my onions, and all that good stuff. Now if you like, guys, you can obviously use your food processor, your mini choppers, whatever that you like, but I don't know, I was in the mood to chop peppers today. All right, guys, so this is me just chopping up all my peppers. All right, I'm chopping up the onions right now, and once we are done chopping, we're going to go check up on our yam that we have been boiling. Like I said, you want to cook it until it is 95% done, and once it is done, put it on a tray or on a plate, whatever, and allow it cool down completely. While we're waiting for the yam to cool down, we're going to start making our sauce. And for the sauce, I added a little bit of oil. I'm going to be adding that corned beef as well, and I'm going to fry the corned beef so that it loses that, that raw corned beefy taste. Once it has changed in color and it's looking like this, you know that the corned beef is properly fried. Then we're going to pour all that peppers that we chopped up earlier. Now when I'm cooking with corned beef, I add only seasoning because corned beef is very salty. I don't add any other thing, no curry, no thyme, just seasoning. Okay, so be very careful when you're cooking with corned beef. It's pretty salty. You don't want to add anything too much. Okay, I covered that and allowed it to fry. By now my yams were properly cool. Okay, now you're going to coat your yam properly in flour, as in coat every edge, every side, every angle of that yam in flour. I took my time to coat this yam, okay, and shake off any excess and put it back on the tray. Okay, I'm going to do this for another slice of yam just to show you guys. Coat it properly, like check it very well, is this side coated properly? Once everything is coated properly, shake off the excess flour and put it back on your tray. Now we're going to take our yam towards where I'll be frying it, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Okay, now my oil is heated. I'm putting a skewer to know if it is hot. Once you see that bubbles around the skewer, you know it is hot enough. Now these are my eggs that we whisked earlier, and what you're going to do is coat that yam in egg, and immediately you finish coating it, you're going to put it in the oil. Do not put it back on that tray. Okay, immediately you coat it in that egg, put it in the hot oil to fry. So that's why I brought my yam towards this place, so that I can just pick up one, coat it in the egg and fry immediately. If you want that perfect looking yamarita, this step is very, very important. Okay, now do not also overcrowd your pan. I fried it in batches of 4, and once it was brown on one side, I flipped over to the other side so that it will fry properly. Now remember that your yam is almost as good as fully cooked at this point, so you're just trying to fry the exterior. Okay, once it's looking like this, take it off the heat, and you're going to repeat that same process for the rest of the yam. It is important, guys, fry it in batches, and immediately you coat it, put it in that hot oil. Okay, now there is no need to coat, after coating your yam with egg, to coat it back in flour. It just allows the flour to scatter into the oil, and your yamarita won't come out looking very nice. Okay, coat it in flour, coat it in egg, straight into the oil, and you will get perfect looking yamarita like this. Every part of that yam was fully coated. Can you see? There is no place you're not seeing that golden brown coat. Now our pepper sauce is ready. This one is so good. You guys can already tell it's properly fried, so I left it to fry, and I like that it was done almost at the same time with the yam. Now guys, again, if you're still yet to subscribe, that subscribe button, just click it and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Now guys, I had leftover egg, and I wasn't going to let that go to waste. Okay, so I added some butter to a pan, and I'm just going to add that egg. Remember that we seasoned it with some all-purpose seasoning, so there is no need to add any other seasoning. If you have some leftover eggs, just fry it. Okay, nothing is going to go to waste, not on my watch. Now this is me just trying to fry the egg. I wanted them in larger chunks, so if you notice, I'm not trying to scramble it as such. I just want larger chunks of egg. Okay, and once it was looking like this, it was done, and I took it off the heat, and it's time for us to plate. But first, look at this picture perfect yamaritas. Tell me, doesn't this look good? Doesn't this look good? Now I'm just going to grab my plate, and we're going to plate it so that it looks more appealing. All right, so I'm just going to put about I think 4 slices of yamarita. Like, can you see that everything is straight? That's the importance of cutting off all those crooked edges. Okay, so please guys, cut off those crooked edges and save them in the freezer for the next time you want to fry yam or you want to broil yam. Now I added my corned beef sauce into a ramekin, and I also added a scrambled egg. I put a little bit of parsley flakes on my scrambled eggs, and guys, tell me now, doesn't this look good? It didn't just look good, it tasted very, very good. Okay, we've come to the end of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends and your family. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.